So you're wondering, how does MDMA therapy for PTSD actually work in the brain? How does the healing take place? I got you. It's all about perspective. Let me explain. So hi everybody, my name is Jill. Welcome back to the Journey Sage, and this is the channel that I wish had been around when I was healing my PTSD from child abuse so that I could understand the process a little bit more. And so just like I gave a hint, the way that this therapy works is actually by changing permanently your perception about things that happened in the past. Because a lot of trauma, unresolved emotion from when we were younger, this particular therapy allows you to look at those situations with your brand new adult perspective to realize, hey, wait a minute, those things really weren't the way that I perceived them when I was younger and didn't have the insight I have now. So here's the example I want to use. After my second journey, I wound up tackling some pretty heavy body image issues. I think most women experience, some sort of hatred for some part of our body. For me, my body image issues were all about there is something wrong with me because all I do is attract negative or dangerous behavior. So this wasn't so much a big time intention. It was like one of those little secondary intentions, but it all dealt with fear. It's like, okay, my body in some way attracts people who are going to hurt me. Therefore, I'm going to be at war with my body. I'm never going to like my body because it works against me. So how did the healing take place? How did I get out of that perspective? Well, after the second journey, the integration, which is where the healing takes place, that's where your neuroplasticity is the most open and you can actually make these perspective shifts. It was really interesting in this case because suddenly I had several memories from young adulthood linked together that fully explained why I felt my body was at war with my own safety. So for instance, I developed pretty early. So at 12, we had a creepy neighbor who basically propositioned my mother to have sex with me. And the response from my mother was hide, cover up, baggy clothes. As soon as you get into the neighborhood, you're inside the house. I mean, it was a direct message that there is something about me that is inherently dangerous to myself. The second memory, when I was about 17, I had to go live with my father. He started showing up in my bed. My response at 17, baggy clothes, no makeup, hair never done. I mean, I looked like the biggest slob ever going to school. And again, it was play yourself down, hide yourself so that you can stay safe. So then the next memory that came up was in college, my freshman year of college. We all went out to a bar and I wound up getting separated from my friends. I was in a corner with three creepy, handsy guys and I kind of made a little spectacle of myself and got out of that situation. And I remember walking back to the dorm being just so disappointed that it isn't just home that's not safe, like the world is not safe, and I somehow caused that attention. And then the last one, fast forward like 25 years after my long-term partner passed away, my creepy neighbor, I lived in a condo development, my creepy neighbor who was divorced and liked to drink a whole lot, when I was going out my front door, I got comments all the time about what I was wearing, how I looked, and they were leering comments. They were not particularly kind in their nature. And so I wound up leaving and coming in through my garage for the majority of time that I continued to live there. And all of those memories together reinforced, before my MDMA journey, that there's something about me that is attracting that attention, and therefore my body is dangerous and bad. And how can you really like something that's dangerous and bad? What happened during my integration is that I was able to see all of those memories kind of all of a sudden put together. It was almost like a little bit of a puzzle. And I was like, oh my gosh, in every single one of those situations, I did nothing wrong. I was just existing. The other people creepy, inappropriate, just downright not great people had actually nothing to do with me. And there were a whole lot of other people in my life who treated me very respectfully, very kindly. My brain had just focused in on dangerous people and had this perception. And so the shift for me, the healing part for me, was that my body is not dangerous. Those people had an issue. That's it. Now, I'm not going to say overnight I felt better about myself, but I would say the integration over the weeks and the months where I kept reinforcing there's nothing wrong with me. I am not drawing unsafe people. There are just happens to be unsafe people to avoid in the future. That's the healing. It's all about the perspective taking hold in my brain, that I no longer feel that my body is my enemy. And so there's really no reason to hate it anymore. We won't talk about getting older and skin and all that other kind of regular stuff that marketing attacks. This was a fundamental hatred of myself because I thought my body brought danger. And the shift with the neuroplasticity that comes with this particular work, allowing me to see, no, it's not me. There were just some creepy people. So if this was interesting to you, I get the same questions over and over and over again. I created a free 5-day email course, self-paced, where you can learn more about MDMA therapy and how it worked. I've also written a memoir of the year of healing with my 3 therapeutic journeys. I wrote an intention setting workbook because everyone's like, well, how do you prepare for this stuff? So I did that. And of course, you can always go to thejourneysage.com. I've got a lot of resources there, a lot of videos, a lot of articles that further explain this process. And so with that said, until next time, take care.